Sure, and it's an interesting pick as well because, yes, Fire and Ice just lost on this map, and they said, you know what, we don't care. We're way more confident than that, and we feel like we can beat PK. And all that, Blaze, despite losing to PK in the Swiss stage of this tournament. 300 to 269, of course. That was an incredible map we saw in the Swiss stage. And then for them to say, you know what, yeah, you beat us before, but we're confident we can beat you on this map. And, you know, they're 4-2 in Pro League where they Fire and Ice, so they are experienced in this map. They do have belief, and of course they did that amazing victory against E-Unite, completely shutting them out before. Hey, they definitely have the confidence to go against PK once more, and it's a very confident pick at that, if nothing else.
Yeah, a super confident pick indeed here. Now we'll see who can strike first in this series. Folks, it is our losers finals. Fire and Ice versus the Pittsburgh Knights, and we are all suited and booted and geared up, and one of our gear is gonna be Astro, because as you know, we need the best headsets in the game to be able to hear everything in which we need to be the best versions of ourselves, the best Gears of War players out there in the world. And you're gonna have 8 on your screen rocking the headsets, as well as 2 awesome casters, one more beautiful than the other, and I am talking about you over there, Toby. We're about to head into map number 4, kicking this one off with Raver. It's him versus Xploidz, 2 super slayers of Latin America. But you see, Raver gets in briefly, has to back out, revive quickly. Here comes the fling from Monkeyz, and that's going to be 2 quick kills for the Knights.
And this man on our screen with the double kill Monkeyz might honestly be the difference maker. The player to watch, that's for sure, because he has been playing extremely well all weekend, Blaze. He's been getting 2v1s like they are 1v1s, it seems like. Always holding his ground, always coming out on top. Likewise, SuMuNs on our screen has been insane. We were talking about him loads on Tomb, always winning his 1vs and being that player you can rely on. I believe it was Ryan who said that himself, the excellent 1v1 UMG singles player that he's known for. Now, let's see if PK can really translate all this raw skill into the teamwork that's necessary to defeat a really on-form FNI.
The Flash is going to back down Raver. Fire and Ice, they get backed up by a nade. Man advantage the Knights. Grab shot miss. Raver dancing around. He's going to lose his life, but quickly Xploidz will recover. That's 3 players down for the Knights. SuMuNs called out, marked up. It's going to be Toti and Xploidz. They angle him out. And now Fire and Ice will be set up for next. And they may have even gotten a call out on the respawns for the Pittsburgh Knights. FNI will fortify towards the stairs. They will be able to get a ping on that 3rd player towards the back. That officially confirms they know exactly where PK spawned up. So they stack 3 players towards the inside stairs, 1 watch in the middle. Fire and Ice with a perfect setup as a team fight's about to break out.
Once again, PK are known for this exact style of play. Deathball, as I've been terming it, running through all the players as a 4, as a 1 single unit. But right now, FNI, they're leading. They've got the initial damage, but PK are still fighting with their absolute hearts out. Here we go, Monkeyz on the flank as well. It's all culminating in his last fight, and they do find Xploidz, leaving just Toti on his own left on the...
Man, the PK working in tandem to be able to win that team fight. It was a big battle, and ultimately all 4 players alive and set up for Fire and Ice's retake if they choose to retake. But FNI understands this is a chess match, and PK won't be too far behind on the thought process. They see FNI disengaging. They stay for the scrap time, and it's a lot of time there. But Fire and Ice has to have the foresight to rotate towards nets, and that's exactly what they're going to do. New nades just got picked up by the side of FNI. Drop shot in 10 seconds. Beautiful back A from Dyslexic. He's able to take 1. There's the 2nd. And now FNI is comfortable to possibly get the lead back.
Yeah, and they can translate these kills, Blaze, into that drop shot pickup. And there it is. Fearzly will pick it up. They've got the positioning ready to just fly to next. They've got all the weapons, right? You don't need to hang around in the middle. That's why SuMuNs just left on his own there up top. Map controls are relevant when you've got all the power weapons in the world and you're spread out on the defensive here for this Thrash Hill.
Oh.
Drop shot fired out. It's only going to get a hit marker, though. Raver definitely called out after those pistol shots coming in from Fearzly, but he should be able to regain health. Meanwhile, Dezonide trying to pick up the mantle and push on in for this 1v on the left.
Now, as Raver looking to move in, him and Dezonide working together. They get 1 down. The focus fire's there. A little help from Monkeyz, but the entire Knight squad is on the same page. Here comes the death ball. The Pride, the group of Lions, they get shut down with a nade. And now Monkeyz, he's on a respawn. SuMuNs is going to join him as well. Fire and Ice, they will hold their setup.
And look at that. Look how long Xploidz was holding those nades for. Like, it literally has been well over a minute that he had those two. And yeah, it's composure, it's patience, it's smart, it's setup. Everything was going for him there. And, you know, he picked up like 3 kills in quick succession as a result. Really broke down that PK play despite their hard work. And here they are, straight back at it through the spawn. Toti just hanging around in the doorway, right hand, just leveraging that as much as he can, not peeking out whatsoever. And Raver will fall afterwards too. 20 seconds in the nades and 40 for the drop. This hill is pretty much over, I'd say, right? For PK, they shouldn't really be near this hill as such, because trying to get kills in this situation, the Dezonide getting angled in the back is just not going to work out, right?
Ooh, the save, but not quick enough. Toti gets a kill, gets it down. Players are revived for Fire and Ice. They're going to a center line hill where F&I will be set up. PK, they rotated out early. They got set up, but the team fight just didn't go their way. And so far, it's just been a back and forth battle between these squads. Even though F&I just has over a 60-point lead, it's coming down to one early rotation between both these squads. That's the difference maker. Now, I will say, PK just lost theirs to have control over this hill and get this one even. So this is a prime opportunity for Fire and Ice to collect off of time on 2 back-to-back hills. I love the aggression from Xploidz. I love the shot from Monkeyz even better. It's going to keep PK with a man advantage, and with the nades and the Lancer Fire and the teamwork, the Knights can collect off the scrap time. The rest of the time on his hill is 37 seconds. Let's see how does Fire and Ice want to play for this off the respawn.
Yeah, patient approach from PK, just using that map control to get the Lancers. Meanwhile, Fire Ice straight off spawn. They've flown through someone's tail. Monkeyz is caught out. He had a drop shot on his back. I don't know how F&I was so fast there, but they did it. They flew through, and despite all those angles, yes, they've been able to walk across and just get these kills.
Unfortunate respawns. The way that kind of Pittsburgh Knights broke out towards the mid-map, you had a player spawn at well, and then SuMuNs had 3 spawn across from him towards the cog spawn. And at a certain point, he turned around and realized that he was getting pinched. He knew he just needed to die with a drop on his back. So Fire and Ice kind of blessed there in that situation, if you ask me. But as we get geared towards next, we head on over towards well, where the Knights will be able to pick up 2 kills and get set up.
Okay, so for the last 2, maybe 3 hills now, F&I have really been in the driving seat, right? They've been setting the precedent as to how to play. PK have had some good attacks, but F&I just kept holding on, whether that be with nades, whether it be drop, whatever, right? And now PK finally have a chance to change that dynamic. They've got the setup across the entire width again of Speyer, and I wonder if Xploidz with that down and Dezonide can open things up. SuMuNs really has to be careful here because he's opened himself up for an angle to the right. There you go. He's going to drop. Dezonide will tap out, and it's a 4v2. And just like that, Fire can just walk through them.
They can. It's a lot of time on his hill, 50 points to be exact. And at this moment, F&I, knowing that they push back, made these players of the Knights rotate out of this hill. They'll be comfortable. They don't have to chase the kills just yet. Instead, they're gathering their numbers. They have the defensive setup in which they won't. Look at all that open space. But with nades in hand, Monkey, he creates an opening. Raver, being a great teammate, cuts back. You're going to start to see Dezonide knew he had to push forward, as well as Xploidz. Xploidz loses his life. Now Toti finds a kill as well, but I think the Knights will survive this fight. They jump in on the last 2 players standing. The revives, they come through.
But it's only 20 seconds, and look at this. Xploidz has been able to sneak the drop shot out during this rotation for the next hill. He's just trying to get away, but unfortunately PK are cutting him off from the very top end of the map. They've got the down. The combat medic is there for F&I though, and they keep Xploidz and that drop shot alive, and they're very much positioned for this next hill with Dezonide going down, Raver being taken out. This is all F&I. Really, they're just going to come away with this game if they keep doing this, if PK keep crumbling on these attacks and defenses.
Yeah, man, over these last, I will say 2 hills, soon to be 3. The boys of Fire and Ice, man, they have been doing a great job locking them in. PK, they're making sure that they don't give up anything for free towards the Knights. Now with a drop in hand, Raver's being focused, but Fire and Ice losing a player. Xploidz got to make great use of this drop shot now. If he gets a double, that's a blessing. I see the lineup. He's getting pressed on the right, marked out. A short drop only gets him a little bit of splash damage. Will equate to a kill. Now, with a defensive stance, it will be Fearzly falling. Now in this moment, Fire and Ice, they're currently being able to collect off of 50 points. They defended against that push from PK, Toby.
Yeah, I think PK are a little bit shook right now, I'll be honest. It just seems like the structure that they once had at the start of the game when it was a little bit closer seemed to just fall by the wayside. And now they're just really just running in as a 4 and hoping that that works out and they can just kind of raw skill their way through the situation. But F&I, their setups are just too good right now. Their power weapon control is too much for them to deal with. Constantly they're having nades, constantly they're having drops. But here, PK are finally flying through. But look at the difference maker. It's 20 seconds left, Blaze. They've done it like 2, maybe 3 times in a row. When they finally get through, the points are just there, and Fires just keep increasing their score gap between their opponent as a result.
Luckily for PK, the next hill was a neutral hill, and they were able to rotate early, and they're able to collect on every single second of that scrap hill and get a new drop shot as well. So SuMuNs is geared up. The transition is about to come through. The second nade comes in but doesn't connect. But multiple downs, I think PK, they will be able to move in, clear house. Knowing there's 2 more players on the stairs, SuMuNs is trying to do his best not to use this drop shot for a single kill. Oh no, a flank from Xploidz. He gets called out. It's going to be a respawn coming in from Monkeyz. He saved the squad, and SuMuNs gets a double with the drop.
That's great. Numbers completely staggered. They're actually looking to push out now. We've seen this from PK time and time again as they try and gain some map control. Look at them all stretching over towards the market, but very quickly doubling back as they get the call out from the teammates. So they're flying up the middle staircase instead. F&I all in at this point in time. 40 seconds to go. They want all the points to their name. And PK have been forced out of the middle room. They're straight to the staircase. Dezo and Monkeyz will get kills though. Double for Dezonide. Raver tries to hold on that staircase, and Dezo comes to the rescue. Well played, Dezonide, as he picks up 3.
Now in a moment, the Knights, they have the power weapons to utilize. SuMuNs gets a great pistol on Toti. That's going to be a kill. Raver quickly revived. Dezonide focus. SuMuNs on the flank, trying to get a kill, but Fearzly with a beautiful point blank. He takes him out. There's 19 seconds left on his hill, but with the score line, PK has definitely came back into this map. Only down by about 50 points or so. They will be able to rotate towards next, but Fire and Ice are here set up. The Knights use their smoke to block the sight lines. They're trying to take a quick 3v1. Fearzly gets it down, but the revives come in. Raver needs some help. He dodges the nades, and that takes out 2. It's a 3v2 in favor of the Knights, make it a 3v1. They know where Xploidz is, and that's a team wipe.
Amazing push from PK. It's classic PK, right? They all just ran in as one unit. They had to jump over the wall when they did, Guy. They were out of time. F&I had the Lancers from across the side. And you know what? They did it amazingly, dodging nades in the process, and now they've got the hill. This is a crucial hill. The score is very close. Xploidz has the drop shot, though. Can he turn this around?
Oh, just misses over the top. And now, look at the crossfire, the angles, Raver being annoying, SuMuNs staying composed, Monkeyz on the cleanup. The Knights, they're set up to take the lead off of P2 in our second rotation. Now, we will be going over towards the opposite side of the map at Globe, where you're going to start to see F&I rotate early. They know that this fight isn't worth it, but with PK slowly pushing out after their control, they're going to set themselves up for some power weapons momentarily.
That they are. Raver's on his own for the time being. They're finally getting reinforcements, but they're going to need more than that. F&I are really dug in. The Lancers are coming through smoke. The spots are there. Toti and Xploidz clean up. Dyslexic as well, helping out with that process. And yep, it is literally tie game. We knew this was going to be a close one right on Speyer, and I'm so happy to see PK coming back in his second, third, if you will, of this map after a really strong start from F&I.
All right, so we got 6 seconds of transition time. After that, 15 seconds is going to be frag grenades up for PK. They can utilize that to break this setup from Fire and Ice. Even if they give up 10 to 15 points, they can ultimately get the majority back in their favor. We'll see how it works out. Fire and Ice, 3 Lancers focused in on his stairwell. The SuMuNs with the nades.
Here we go.
Where does he place them? Multiple flashes. He puts one in the middle. Knows he needs to get the next inside. Tries to cut off Xploidz. He forces him out. PK takes the inside angle. But F&I with the damage, they get a triple down on SuMuNs. Dezonide is next. Raver is next. And now it's Monkey that's left. Fire and Ice with a beautiful defensive hold. They can win off this hill.
Yes, they can. If they get that drop shot in 2 seconds, I think they will. It's a simple pickup. Fearzly can just get this and just run. He doesn't need to use it in any case. Oh, has he backpacked it? Did he backpack it? No. I think he did. The Nasher is out on our screen.
It is. Okay, you're right.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, the Nash is there. The Nasher is there. That's really a good thing for Fire and Ice in this moment in time. They can win off this hill. As has been called out, SuMuNs to try and save the day through the middle. He trades out. Important trade for F9. Here comes Raver, shut down immediately, and Xploidz with the double. Monkeyz, the last player, they're left alive to try and save the day. And Xploidz, he doesn't seem to be having any of it. He just needs to bide his time for the moment. Monkeyz, a double down, and SuMuNs around the flank. They won't win off this hill, I don't believe, unless Dyslexic. Nope, he will not come and save the day. It's all about this next hill, boys.
Xploidz is looking like a fresh pack of bacon right there with that triple kill. Just absolutely cooking. Look delicious. But if you're a Fire and Ice fan, they need 7 more points to win this map. And I know you're salivating at the mouth. You want them to get this first one on the board. Take this lead. Take this advantage over the Knights. But the Knights, they're going to fight tooth and nail with a setup here on center. F&I has to play into their hands, Toby. They don't have any power weapons to work with. There's nothing but base level utility. But if nades come up next, F&I, they're going to have to deal with them because PK is set up.
One thing is for sure, it's a 1 hill game. If PK can get on that hill soon, F&I are committing to try and push out map control, to try and push out nades. Monkeyz isn't having any of it. 1 thrown, not going to connect. The down, though, those do come in. 4v2, a third one taken down. PK will surely win this hill now. It's a 4v1.
It could win if he mantles them now. 40-64. I can't see the score on it. Where is it at?
I think he can make it. Yeah, I think he can make it.
He is. He got a second. Just barely. But
oh my god.
Surely,
don't step outside the hill, whatever you do.
Cover, this needs to be a beautiful L trigger from Dezonide. He knows it too, but that's the negation. We're going to another hill if the Knights want to win it. They have to play perfect down towards the last second. And Dezonide, he looked to get a kill. Oh no, the save from Dyslexic. A few seconds needed. They have to hop over. Fire and Ice, they get it done in the final few moments. The Knights, their backs was against the wall. They got themselves in a hole early on in that map. And because of that, Fire and Ice, they come out blazing. They will be able to strike first with a 1-0 lead.
What a brilliant showing from F&I, right? My goodness. I mean, just look at the stat. The damage done across the board. Huge numbers by both teams. The Lancering was there. The shotgunning was there. In particular, 2 players of F&I were completely going in the slaying department and saving a lot of those hills. But yeah, I mean, stylistically, that's what I was staring at the entire time, Blaze. It was F&I all about the setups, the wide positioning. Meanwhile, PK were just going for that death ball strategy. All 4 through the front door. I don't think I saw one time when there was a huge wide flank around a hill, right? Especially on those corner hills. It was so obvious. You have the entire Speyer around you, but they opt to just say, you know what? We're going to wait for the 4th person to get here, then we're going in and we're going to see what we can do. But each time on those corner hills, F&I just dominated, right? They just swept them time and time again. It was really all the other hills that PK were really good at, you know? And it's a shame, I guess, in that sense that PK couldn't carry it out on the different hills. It's really a wake-up call, I think, that it's not going to work if you get to the next control at this point. You really need to consider, stretching your game out a little bit more because it might be a little bit too predictable at this stage.
Yeah, so the 2 fights that I look back on is going to be the last second fight at the neutral hill where Dezonide thought about going wide, and from there he opened himself up to go down, and from that moment on, Fire and Ice, they were slowly able to take their numbers to get the final 4 seconds. And right before then, when PK had the nades that one round, they had to break onto that globe hill. SuMuNs, the nades just went a little bit too far towards the back. But that hill, I want to say both team fights were very successful for Fire and Ice, and I think that's where they actually got the majority of their time on this map. Great performance from them to be able to get this one kicked off, but I'm even more happy because we got such a close one to kick this series off between the 2 best teams in Latin America, and now we got to head on over towards that Clocktower execution.
Oh, it's going to be beautiful, isn't it? It really is. I think, honestly, for what seemed like a lot of that map as well, it was the frag grenade control from F&I. You really have to give it to them. Their usage of that was excellent. PK likewise, you know, they've made great use of it at times as well towards the later portions of the game, but I just think F&I were one step ahead for a lot of them, for a lot of those hills. This was the fantastic push that we were talking about with that, you know, that kind of death ball strategy of PK. But it's kind of like the only time I remember them really making a great use of that and winning considerably. It was always, if they were going to win a hill, it was going to be very tight because F&I made it super difficult for them. Right here, for example, the Globe Hill was just disastrous, I feel like, for PK. Whenever we went to it, F&I were always there first. The Xploidz were somehow still live constantly. Here's another one, a lovely double kill, and PK just too spread thin whenever they re-engage on that. And, you know, a thoroughly deserved win from F&I in that sense. They really dominated on some of those hills.
I agree with that, man. This was a great win, and you know, the last time we saw the Knights play this one was this morning, and they absolutely slapped the United on it. And then, you know, they get a chance to see how Fire and Ice is played and matched up against Vanquish. So, with this first map, I'm not surprised that we saw it, but F&I, they learned a lot over this morning. Just going through the VOD, watching PK's matchup, going through their matchup as well. They're able to close it out. But let's get locked in and geared up towards Clocktower execution. Toby, who you leaning in favor towards when it comes down to this map and game mode, and why?
Oh, I think you have to give it to PK, honestly, and you can kind of get that idea from the analysts in the way they were speaking about it. Yes, it's a shame that we don't see Tomb on map number 2. It's kind of just, it's almost like cemented in place, it seems like, whenever you play, whenever PK plays. But I'm sure it was banned, right? You know, you mentioned, I'm sure it was banned by F&I, which is a great sign for them. But hey, we go to Clocktower instead, and PK have been an excellent team on that map, of course.
It can honestly go either way. I can't call it. Toby can't call it. Neither can our analysts. All we can do is sit back and watch this show as Fire and Ice and the Pittsburgh Knights are looking to make it to the grand finals. Clocktower is the map, and I'm so excited to see how these players down low are going to be playing each other, but also, more importantly, the 3v3 fight up top. Who's going to be able to do their best work on their good side and stay composed on their bad, finding these small opportunities? We're about to find out.
Oh, you've got me hyped. You've got me hyped, guy, with that. And honestly, this situation that PK and F&I find themselves in has got me hyped. It's a huge battle of the LATAM teams, the 2 top ones remaining. And you said it best. Anyone could win in this matchup, and it looks like we're going with 4 up top for both teams to kick this one off. Utility being used straight away, and Dyslexic will be the icebreaker. Excellent back A on the Dezonide.
Beautiful back A indeed. Now with a man advantage. Fire and Ice here on their bad side. They're going to rotate Dyslexic out a bit. He dodges the flash grenade, but soon F&I, they're going to have to move in momentarily. They will send a player on the flank. PK, they assess that. They know that they have a 3v3 in front, but with a flash gets it down and a few back A's, the Knights will cleanly wrap up round number 1.
Brilliant stuff. Each time that Fire and Ice win a 4v4 up top, it's just prodding PK even more, pressuring them even more to actually go with the Raver flank, right? And it's always something to consider, right? The mind games as a result. We saw it earlier, right? Dyslexic tried the flank once against VQ, and after that huge failed attempt, they never tried it again. This is also going to be on PK this time around. Staring at the minimap top right, will it be 4v4 again? Yes, it will. No, actually, I've spoken too soon. Here comes PK Raver right on the flank. And he's not stopping, guy. He's immediately going up. PK are ready to go on the front lines as well.
The only way to play works is if you don't stop running. And he put himself right where he needed to be. Now, he doesn't get this shot, but you see how many players he distracts. He creates an opening for a snipe to get picked up by PK. But Raver couldn't take the 1 kill he needed to the grave for his team to thrive, and Dyslexic with a quick 2. Xploidz finds the last, and Fire and Ice will win 2 rounds in a row.
Okay, look at that reaction from Fire and Ice, though. The call of the flank was instant, and no one was on mid-wall, guy. It was like it was on fire, and they all just ran away from it.
And they wouldn't maybe one down came through.
Yeah, they were literally in prison where F&I or the back wall. And PK, because they knew they couldn't get close enough to help out Raver, they're like, okay, the plan is off, we're just going to get sniped and hope for the best. And Raver, which just seemed like a 1v4 with a little bit of plan to fire.
He just missed a shot. He takes one to the grave. That round goes differently. But now the Knights with a quick snipe pickup. SuMuNs soaks up some of the damage that was meant for Dezonide. And now Fire and Ice are not going to let these guys set up Not going to let him think about it. What a beautiful back A from Dyslexic. But 2 quick kills coming out for PK. And with a snipe in hand, they can reset the fight, possibly get the frag grenades, possibly take their opponent's spawn side of the map. And they're not thinking that far ahead, but they will assess the 2 players of Fire and Ice. What a beautiful back A from Dezonide. But I love F&I just committing. They said, we can't let these guys set up. It's going to be harder for us. So let's just try to find a kill, take a fight, even if it's not a good one.
No, F&I definitely warmed up right on being able to counter the quick pick of the sniper. PK made it work. They got the weapon and were out of there immediately, all on the back wall. But have to give it to F&I. It was a really good attempt, right? 2 round the back, 2 in the front, instantly, not allowing them to really get out, right? They trapped them up there, essentially. That's how fast they were in reacting. So far, honestly, F&I have been reacting time and time again, but they've been doing it perfectly. So they've been getting rounds out of it. It's turned from a negative into a positive for sure against PK so far, because everything PK are trying, F&I are just saying, nope, we're going to keep going the way we are.
Now in this round, a smoke towards the back. SuMuNs blocked off. Dyslexic moves up for the clap. He finds a kill. Now a man advantage for Fire and Ice. I love the opening strategy, utilizing a smoke grenade to briefly isolate a 4v3 and focus the players on the line. But with that being said, SuMuNs is caught out. F&I looking to go up 3-1 in this map number 2. PK can't do much about it, as they are going to have to start thinking about round number 5.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. F&I have just been on point. Everything's just been so crispy. Everything's just been so meticulously done so far for F&I, and it shows in the damage done, in fact. You know, 4K, the only 2 players actually to hit that. The Lancer shots are on point. Dyslexic, the man, the Icebreaker, 10-1. It shows in the stats guy. He is literally carrying F&I right now on this mid wall, both on the aggression and the defense when Raver or whoever it might be gets up close and personal with them.
Yeah, he's been completely working Dezonide and Monkeyz here towards his line, and you see how he moves up for a few shots, knowing that he's not taking some damage. He's not backing up, but the revives come in and quick kills for the Knights. What a response! After Dyslexic calls complete commotion on the Knight side of the map, they've managed to quickly get the kills in which they need and clean house.
This time PK are unstoppable on the defense, it seems. I honestly thought Dyslexic was through then, but no, Monkeyz caught up, but it doesn't matter. Look at this for a reaction.
Yeah, right?
They back off into the back core, and they're all together. They're literally holding hands to make sure they revive through, and they out-damage. Dezonide flies through from the side. SuMuNs is there as well to make sure nothing happens to his teammates. Really big team effort there from PK, and the comms are clear as day. Meanwhile, check out the flank again. Something has changed for F&I. They realize there's a shift in the air, and they're turning around. 2 players instantly turn around. 1 is in prison and 1 is on the mid pillar, but they're not having any of it. Raver's had to delay, but now he is going for the flank.
And he knows he just needs to hit a good shot here at this jail. He stuns 3. The back A is there. That's 2. That's almost a 4-piece, but it will be a team wipe. We're all tied up 3-3, but you see the speed in which is needed to make that play work out. And he just needs to take a breath when he get there, because what happens is that the way the Fire and Ice is thinking, they think get sniped, back up, not he's flanking, we need to push forward. And because they back up, Raver has enough time to get the sight line of the back wall and the back pillar that forces F&I back into jail. And when that happens, they feel uncomfortable, and that's where the Knights have to force the chain revive, force another down. This round, Raver will get the nades, but does he back up, go forward? He's predicting that F&I may try to charge him this round off the bad side, because, hey, that's what you do there on your bad side. You gotta sometimes go forward and get the kills, but 2 nades out, neither connect. Ultimately, a snipe pickup for Dezonide. We'll see what he can do with it.
This has been brilliant for PK. Absolutely putting on a clinic right now. In strat change, the body check comes in on Dyslexic. He has to dive for Lancer Fire, might come through from down bottom. Of course, check out Raver. He's all the way down bottom to make sure that player is contained. Now, the goal is to rely on Dezonide to make the difference with the sniper. He's on host spot, the best spot on the map right now, to make sure any rotations from F&I are spotted out from him, and also to have the best angle on that snipe pillar. Advantage PK, it's 3-3. Now is the time to take your opportunities.
Ooh, there's the down. A revive has to come through. He missed the key shot. That's the one you can't miss, but he cleans it up. he makes up for it. That will be a kill that comes through. But that's maybe the most important kills because it creates an opportunity for the new set of nades to get picked up. Now, a new snipe will be up momentarily with 1 shot left for Dezonide. Fire and Ice can play for the snipe and play around the rest of the time in which they have to negate this middle hill. No more snipe shots in the hands of the Knights, but they got plenty of kills and it's still a 4v1 on the map. Ultimately, they did get the job done.
This has been such great teamwork from PK from start to finish, right? It's even just starting off with that strat change of Raver going for nades for the first time in this game. F9 were just caught out. They weren't on the snipe. They weren't all the way back. They were just dawdling in the middle. Oh, how do we react? What do we do? What do we do? And it just took them too long to react, right? A completely different stimulus. And then not only that, but PK were perfect in how they got the snipe out, at least in tandem with the frag throw. And then at the very end, once they got that 4v3 advantage, they were out of there from up top all the way down bottom, capitalizing on the numbers down bottom while Toti was trapped. Well played, PK.
I want to see more of an aggressive initial out of F&I here. I feel like the last few rounds they've been a little bit too reactive and they're relying on Dezonide, but they did be proactive. They got the snipe. There's the body shot. Dyslexic is getting impressed. Multiple downs, 2 kills come through. Well, as I say that, actually 1 kill comes through. Multiple downs, and it should be a Fire and Ice round as they have PK pinched, trapped, and absolutely decapitated there in the jail. Dezonide will fall, and we should be all tied up 4-4.
You asked for it, Blaze. You got the aggression, and it was almost like blink and you miss it with that snipe. Instantly picked up by Fire and Ice as soon as they got up top. Really well executed again. Got to keep an eye on the on Dyslexic. 12-4, right? He hasn't got that many kills since we pointed out, but he's still that scary factor. And who is he playing against? But Monkeyz, right, on that runner position to lock down Monkeyz in that 1v. Or Dezonide, it's insane. Regardless, Monkeyz is right next to him, are not to be messed with. And for him to be having this performance so far, honestly, is a huge component as to why F&I are able to play the way they are. Raver this time to go for the nades, though, and F&I are much faster.
But now with it being a 2v3, a few players in jail, the first nade won't connect. The second nade will. 2v2. But Xploidz has snipe in hand. And as we know, he is one of the best with it. Oh, you see, he got eyes locked in on Raver. We don't know where the neutral hill is going to be. That's a body shot. It could be a down or a headshot. I like that a little bit better. Xploidz looking for Raver, and Raver knows that his chances are getting slimmer and slimmer as time goes on. He can't push Xploidz up top because having that sniper rifle, you won't be able to get a chunk or get it down from the distance of the other side of the line, right? It's just that it will not work out. So if he takes a wide route, he's gonna get called out, snipe, Toti will make a play. If he goes down low, he can dodge the snipe, get a 1v1 with Toti, but he needs the frag grenades to come up. He needs something to play around there, and he's gonna have to hope Xploidz misses 1 shot if Raver wants to clutch up.
Here we go. That's the 1-shot miss. Xploidz is just going to keep running. He can run as far as he needs to. Raver dodges another shot, still closing the gap, but they have regrouped. He's still going on this, though. He's still looking for the damage. Not going to happen on this push, though. F&I are together, and it's a long sight line again for him to try and deal with.
But this is enough time for 1 headshot. This is enough time for a headshot and a reset. I thought he was going to look at the player and spawn. Ooh, what a great effort. What a great effort. But he brought himself he created something out of what looked like nothing in a late game. Good job to him thinking through it. But when it comes down to Fire and Ice, they were just too composed. The defense was there. They had everything that they needed. And this was the headshot from Xploidz, the 2 that he needed to take out Monkeyz and put his squad in a 2v1.
Yeah, Raver a little bit caught out there at the end, of course, given the time window. Any other time, he'd probably have his Nash out ready just in case there's someone on right hand. But, of course, push for time. 5-4 now, Fire and Ice on map point.
The smoke comes out. Monkeyz shifts over to possibly help Dezonide and SuMuNs. No kill for Dyslexic. He misses the shot, but will the kills get cleaned up? They will. PK, it's a 4v2. We may be going to a round number 9 with the last player being standing as Xploidz. He doesn't have a snipe in hand. Will he need it? He needs everything he get in a few extra frames. The round number 9 is here, Toby. What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive. Hey, PK have strats under their belts. They have options right now. And it's all about Conus. It's all about confidence. Do you go with the ultimatum flank from Raver? Do you try and grab the nades? Meanwhile, F&I, are you attempting the quick pick on the sniper, or PK going to do that? Wow, so many considerations right now, staring at the minimap for this final round.
Now, here we go. Into the round number 9. Raver, smokes in hand. He's going to block off the inside. Fire Nice wants to commit to the plan. It's the mid pillar. It's stopping Dezonide from picking up snipe. They get the down. The revive comes through, but they need to be careful not to walk into the trap because PK has reset. And Fire Nice will slow it down because they knew it wasn't looking that sweet. But they had the IGL. They had the composure to know just that. But PK slowly repositioning. This one's going to slow down a little bit, Toti.
Yes, it is. Monkeyz diving for the cover of prison there on our screen. Making sure that nothing can happen from Dyslexic once more. SuMuNs moving up, looking to see if there's any options there. They get the down, they're looking for the angle. Even SuMuNs trying to finish them off, but 2 downs come back from F&I, and they level it out completely, and just like that, Fire Nice will sneak around. What a response from them.
PK went to go initiate. SuMuNs looked like he had a great angle, but the back pillar shuts him down. The aggression comes in from the inside, and F&I says, pew, 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 fire back if you can. That's map number 2, locked in the books for Fire Nice. But folks, this series isn't done with just yet. The Knights, they need to do something special. They need to complete the full sail reverse sweep if they want any chance at making it to the grand finals. Right after this, we'll come back to Escalation and we'll see if they can do just that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the losers finals between Fire Nice versus the Pittsburgh Knights. And as you guys can see, F&I, they got off to an awesome start in this series. 2-0 currently up over the Knights, and they found themselves in another round 11 on Clocktower today, but this time they were able to pull it away and get themselves up in this series and put themselves in a comfortable position here. But what a map it was. Hell, Toby, it was such a crazy map. I forgot that it was actually a round 11, and you know, I was lost in time out here bleeding Escalation. It went down to the wire, but ultimately it was the Knights who fell, and Fire Nice, they're looking comfortably heading into this training grounds Escalation.
Yeah, you and me both, bro. Lost in the gameplay. My goodness, it was such an intense match. Look at that for a headshot, by the way, from Xploidz, and he does not fail to disappoint, does he? It was an incredible performance from both teams. F&I, of course, starting off really strong. We thought PK might have been the team to do that, right? And actually, I'm really happy with PK in that they actually attempted the flanks a number of times. Some of their pushes up top were just profound. They're so talented as this team. And it was really unfortunate, this last push. Of course, SuMuNs tried to go wide. It is an all-in from PK, that's safe to say. And it just didn't work. It just completely backfired. Everyone just crumbled as they tried to make the play on that. And F&I punished them for it. And yeah, it's a sad state of affairs, of course, for PK losing by 1 round. And Fire Nice will be happy because they've lost by 1 round twice in a row to VQ on that map. Clocktower has proved to be a very entertaining, close map for these teams. But hey, TG Escalation, it's Fire Nice's pick, and it's no surprise there, right, Blaze, after a somewhat solid performance against VQ earlier on.
Was Fearzly's performance in a 1v1 position. So he is going to be matched up, I do believe that is, with Monkeyz on the opposite end. So Monkeyz, he ain't scared of fighting any 1v1s whatsoever, but we'll see how that matchup fares.
Yeah, exactly. Monkeyz has been an interesting player, right? I think I mentioned he's like the player to watch, if anything, in this matchup to really make the difference. Yes, Raver on Clocktower, don't get me wrong, but Monkeyz really is that star player to try and set himself apart from other players, and he has been a really good 1v player. Perhaps TG is that arena for him that he feels like now he can really produce value for his team. Likewise, though, Fearzly was doing it earlier, right, against VQ.
Beautiful shots from Dezonide. He finds 2. The Night Strike first. But with 2 quick kills coming in quick succession, will they be able to get the trip cap domination? It's a stalemate at the neutral hill. The fights are one on the opposite end of the map. Monkeyz can make the play for his team. It takes 1 wrap shot. He can't make it happen, but he wanted to risk it. He wanted to force the opportunity, try to win this round for his squad, because he knew ultimately they still had 2 hills to their name and they were fortified on their opponent's side of the map. So as he comes off respawn, he can guard the A hill instead.
Yeah, that's it. That is it. Fahrenheit were really good at holding off VQ earlier on the home hills, but PK are now pressuring them on the same location. Dyslexic at a fantastic clock tower earlier. Lots of back A's and up A's, and he produces a back A right there to get FNI straight back into this game.
Now here, you're going to start to see Fire Nice move forward to get capture over the B hill and possibly even slow this one down a bit. They get a decap at A. They know that's going to draw a few players of the Pittsburgh Knights towards that direction of the map and allows Fire Nice to get a nice little head count and fortify around the B hill in their home hill setup. But how well can they do it? Fearzly is going to be in a power position at the overlook, but he actually repositions. And what's going to happen is that he'll play the low side of the overlook, and you're going to see Fire Nice shift the 3rd guy down low on top of the platform to help guard B. They got the early intel that this was the majority of the PK members. They were on this side of the map. And with that being said, FNI, they finally get their first lead in this round number 1 of map number 3. But let's see how long they can keep it.
That's it, right? PK, their death ball characteristic play style, right, that they're known for at this point, I'd argue, is going to be quite useful up top. And FNI definitely need to navigate around that. They'll want to just, you know, hammerhead through, if you will, to try and get to the home hills using the numbers. And here it is, right? 4 up top, the full commit. Monkeyz has been down. SuMuNs getting crossed from the back. TG is a very open map, and I think right now PK are witnessing that as FNI do cross over. It's a full sweep, 4 players down. It has not worked out at all. FNI should have locked in this round now.
Oh, they should have, and I think they will. Nobody's going to be close to those home hills, and Fire Nice will strike first in this map number 3. And like I said, I think this is their best escalation map. They're feeling comfortable to win this series in a 3-0 fashion, Toby, to get back to the grand finals against Vanquish and prove that they are the best 2 teams in Gears Esports as they just entered our last split of the Pro League in positions 1 and 2. FNI, man, just the way this squad has just kind of built their identity over the last few splits and honed their gameplay. The addition of Toti was one of the best things they could have ever done. And with that being said, Fire Nice, man, all that hard work is finally coming to fruition as we're seeing them currently beat down the big brother of the Latin American region and say, you know what? We are the best team. If you didn't already know, we're coming out here to win this matchup. Just to show you guys one more time as we come off here towards the initial Xploidz. He's going to get it down, a cleanup, and now move it in for the second. Oh, what a counter from SuMuNs, but advantage in favor of Fire Nice.
Here we go. Numbers for them. Fearzly already on the B hill. Raver forced to come all the way back to make sure he doesn't die, but also he needs to try and hold on to this home hill for the time being. 1v2. Xploidz will drop him. Will Fire Nice commit to this triple? They're trying, that's for sure. And it will come through. 39 seconds. They win the U fight. It's really considerably actually up top with great confidence once more. And it's actually quite terrifying for PK, I'll be honest, given how really flexible FNI have been on this map. In the previous round, actually, oh, there you go, Xploidz 8-2 already in 2 rounds. I mean, what more can you say? It was Dyslexic last time on Clocktower going off, but Xploidz is coming into his own right now, and we don't even have a sniper or anything on the map just yet. And FNI were actually really good with that weapon earlier on, so if that comes out today, hey, Xploidz, with him being in form, I'm sure he'll be happy about that too.
The biggest takeaway I took away from that scoreboard was the player with the most damage in the round, and also the player who has not died yet. And we highlighted him before going into this map. That was Fearzly. So he's been doing a fantastic job in his 1v1 position, just applying that pressure towards PK.
Look at that.
But also, too, on the flip end, he like by him staying alive and rotating as well as he has been so far, he has helped Fire Nice get these early trip cap dominations, absolutely shutting PK down in that 1v1 position.
That we do. It's still early days yet, Guy, in terms of the rounds. Of course, Xploidz stats just being reset there on our screen for the moment. Back to it, though, 8-2. And he's having a great time. I wonder if F and I actually choose to put a snipe down at some point for Xploidz to really leverage, because he's been excellent with that, with this weapon and on this map in particular. And it wasn't only earlier against VQ, but it was also in prior matches also. So, hey, let's keep a close eye out for that one. But for this round, he's back to it on the U fight.
He will stun the front spine. Force the back roll coming through from Dezonide. SuMuNs goes down. Quickly revived back into the fight. Raver focusing Dyslexic. First blood in favor of the Knights, but Xploidz trying to save his life as he's trapped in a corner. And you see the Knights members, they can smell blood. They can smell a kill. They can smell some extra score on the board. And they're going to collect on it, as well as collect on some map control. They're going to start to decap their opponent's home hill. Raver gets some help from SuMuNs, and they should be able to get this capture, as they're going to force this one together, try to get some damage on Dyslexic. A quick wide right angle. Raver knowing he has help and the ability to be able to get this kill and keep this power position on the hill.
Yeah, that's it. The Rapture will certainly help with that. SuMuNs trying to revive in time, but he is now outmanned. And he's trying to get away, trying to get some refuge at the top of the staircase. Dezo is there to help revive as they try and get out. And it's important that they do, right? They try and hold on to map control. That Rapture will really help them to maintain that. And they've got B control now. They've gone to the effort of regaining that. Monkeyz, of course, losing its 1B. Once again, he's probably 0-5. Courtesy of Fearzly, but they've managed to get it back, and here's the response from F and I down bottom.
Now you're going to start to see Dyslexic. He's going to get cleaned up. PK feeling comfortable, but they can't be too comfortable. What a melee revive chunk and support on the third from SuMuNs. He's there for the cleanup. He's looking for the next player. He's like, where's he at? Where's he at? They're like, bro, he's dead. We got the round. It's okay. We're finally on the board. Square up. We're here to fight.
Textbook from SuMuNs again. It reminds me of that 180 earlier on Vazgar that we saw, where he just stood still, turned around, and just shot a player away. Turned on him, right? You know, you don't typically see that on this game. That's kind of how SuMuNs plays these days, right? Yes, he's still fast, but it's more like just classic slow down a little bit and decision making over just raw speed, right? And it's really nice to see. I think it's a style now that SuMuNs has really taken on. And
it's a lifestyle,
yeah, it's a little bit different.
The lifestyle. It's the reason why he got as many championships as he does, because he has embodied that work smarter, not harder play style. But you know, he will hit shots. He will turn up for his team when you need him to. But ultimately, he is going to do his best not to do too much in a round and put himself in harm's way. He's one of the most consistent players that we have seen in the last few years, and his placements show it, and it's the reason why he's always in a hot commodity. His 1v1 record shows it as well. But we'll see if his efforts in this round can get PK all tied up 2-2 in this map number 3 and not get too far behind from Fire Nice, who has had so much confidence playing Training Grounds Escalation throughout the day. So far, only losing 2 rounds so far out of the 10 in which they have played. What a heads up.
They have no idea about this guy. They had no idea. Monkeyz been caught completely off guard. Token just literally lands for him in the back. It's rare you can actually do that. Xploidz is now getting off to the races. He's bouncing between 2. He gets 1. Dezonide, thankfully, has a roll in front of him to take advantage of. Domination coming in, though. 2 seconds. Can anyone break the hill? No, they cannot.
Off the back of Toti on the flank to get to the home hill, to get around there towards to take that player off of B. F and I, it created a Mr. Krabs situation that the Pittsburgh Knights cannot overcome. And it was looking good for the Knights in that round momentarily, but you could just see the 200 IQ plays coming out of Toti here for Fire and Ice.
For sure. That explains why Xploidz was essentially a 1v3 on you, it seemed like, for a long time. Toti flanking Monkeyz at the back. He's 0-6, guys. 4 rounds now. Monkeyz still hasn't really entered into the game yet. Just a little bit of crossfire. And I'm still actually a little bit surprised that we didn't see the snipe go down either, because Xploidz was actually lurking over there with a cursor. Not sure if you saw that. Not in this round, but the one before. Just where that, on that overlook node within nades, right? So, hey, I think they're definitely thinking about it, players. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a snipe at some point down the middle.
All right, shot grenades picked up by both squads. It's going to be a stalemate at the E hill.
They've changed.
Raver's on 1v1. Yeah, I just peeped it too as well. Raver, he's going to be there to contest Fearzly. He wants the action. SuMuNs finds a kill, and that's first blood in favor of the Knights. SuMuNs finally cleaned up. Monkeyz will be able to rotate back in time to help his teammate get the down at the home hill, and so the Knights will have a base of operations with 2 hills under their control, but we'll see if they can defend against this Dyslexic off the respawn. What a kill from him to just keep only 1 player on his home hill because of the location of the map. Fire Knights should get themselves a main advantage. I love the shot grenade cutoff. Traps Dezonide, but he still finds a route out.
Oh, this is beautiful from Toti again. The Lancering is on point. He catches Dezonide over the top. The pressure that they've applied Fire and Ice is just, it's insane. They should never have been able to do this, and it'll start with Dyslexic. Toti is still here going off. SuMuNs is left to his own devices, and he'll be essentially 3v1 and pinch. The E-Hill going back towards PK, though, as they fight back.
Yeah, they gotta fight back, right? And, you know, they're throwing a few punches here and there, but F&I, man, they're taking them, and they're delivering some punches back of even more force. Toti takes out Dezonide. What a back A from Fearzly. I felt that one a bit. Now with 2 hills to the name of Fire and Ice, they are in a great position to close out this round, and they're also going to be playing for their opponent's home hill.
Yes, they are. They are absolutely relentless of Fire and Ice. Secret man from Xploidz, they have no idea. They have absolutely no idea. And Xploidz is just waiting for the right opportunity. He's even slow walking to this hill right now, guy. And PK have no idea. He's just waiting for the right time to strike.
Yeah, he's going to slow walk all the way up to Dezonide if I know him. He shouldn't roadie run, but he needs to walk past the hill. I love this play.
This is beautiful.
I do this all the time, but he needs to walk around. Oh,
here we go.
What a play. Trim cap domination being forced. Another Mr. Krabs situation. What does PK do? Can they do anything? They just barely make it in a hill, but ultimately it is too late. And great job from Xploidz waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike. But even better job of our observer being able to catch that one there towards the back end of the map, because that was the play of the round. And after the last 2 rounds, which have happened, PK have to absolutely be feeling demoralized. This could be their last round of the season.
It's rare we see a round like that where it's literally one off an assassination. My goodness me. Insane stuff to witness in such a spectacle, right? And such a huge matchup of a losers finals. Here we go. Ember up on the U. Pittsburgh Knights are going all in on their ability to win this fight, and historically Fire and Ice have been doing better this time round. Let's see if Xploidz can do work in this round too.
The flash is not going to connect, but Xploidz moves up. The shot will hit. The shock forces him forward. Ultimately, it's going to be PK with the first blood, but how long can they hold that? Dyslexic will retreat. He goes down. Toti may be able to get the revive, but as we can see, the kill is cleaned up, and Toti has rotated to help his teammate at his opponent's home hill, as well as Xploidz coming off the respawn to fortify at F as well. A quick rotation coming out here for Fire and Ice, and we'll see if it works out for them, if they can hold this defense and maybe move over towards the E hill, but it starts with this team fight. Imbar misses. That's the first shot out, but Dezonide has plenty of time to make a play.
Gorgeous shot. Gorgeous communications coming out from PK for Dezo to catch Xploidz there down bottom. Looking for the second shot. One more body check to secure it. In fact, a kill comes on through. Toti picking up one. Looking for the second. I can't find more. That's the home hill secured. As we go back to that U fight, the historic fight between Raver and Dyslexic once more. But Raver is the champion on that. Dezonide is there on the reinforcements. And PK are fighting with heart right now.
And now Raver's is going to go wide. He's going to let his teammates know down low that, hey, you guys can push up just a bit. But Monkeyz, he's skeptical. He's like, yeah, brother, I don't know about all of that. He says, I'm not moving anywhere. I'm going to wait for these guys to come off the respawn. And with Fire and Ice working hard early on in this round number 6, now they get to take their time formulating a strategy, but they don't need much time. They know what they need to play for. It's their opponent's home hill. They don't have time to work for E. But with a Botok in hand, Monkeyz misses 3. Even maybe give SuMuNs a little love tap. He misses the whole clip. And because his damage is not coming into the fight, SuMuNs, Monkeyz, their backs to the wall. Multiple kills coming in for Fire and Ice. What a strafe. What a battle. He dies. The Knights forcing a trip cap domination. But if Monkeyz can get one kill there, it could have been a Knights round, but they're still in it, and they will get a lead change.
And they can still win off this. The D-Hill is changing now. It's being capped up by Fire and Ice. Raver is still off to the races up top. The shot grenade, that was insane. My goodness, what a throw that is. Dezonide still locking on to that, but they cannot whip off one. Can Pittsburgh Knights? They have to fight back. SuMuNs will find one. Dezonide picking up the M-bar bottom left. Toti still here to play though. And Monkeyz gets his first kill of the game. 1 to 10 for him, and he still needs to keep his head in this game. There's a long journey back yet.
It's a long journey indeed. Uncharacteristic like from Monkeyz, but luckily we're on training grounds, and he can get a recharge if he needs to. He's gonna have to step it up. But so far so good for PK in this round. They just got the lead back in as we're here towards the late game. 5 seconds needed. The home hill is protected, and the Knights will be able to lock in round number 6, but it's an uphill battle for them so far.
It is. It most certainly is. One round at a time, though, of course. And I'm not surprised at this point. You know, Monkeyz not being too aggressive down on the lane. 1 to 10, 7 assists from the uplane called King Raven locations on the map to just try and cross out from the towers rather than trying to be up close and personal with the aggression. Is it time for a sniper or anything to change? No, Fire and Ice do not think so. Incense on one side, and that is problematic, of course, because that's a huge advantage for Fearzly. Now, he can actually use the incense to push out Monkeyz, as he only has a retro lancer to his name, and PK, boy, do they need to be aware of that right now.
Both squads are going to worry about the 4v4 team fight at E. They don't want to worry about the incendiary grenades for now. Fire and Ice knows that if one player dies, he has that cushion to play for the home hill, the shock, the down. No cleanups just yet. Both players trying to crawl to safety. It's the Knights with the first revive. They go out wide. A revive comes in for Fire and Ice. Raver backs up. SuMuNs, he's there. Xploidz with a blunder. The team kill comes through. Multiple kills in quick succession. The last one is marked. He's running, scurrying away. Does Fearzly make it out? Is he able to hide? He's getting hunted down. 3 players in front. He is going to have to think about that one, but because of his route choice, he is going to stop Pittsburgh Knights from getting the trip cap domination. But damn, PK, they says, hold up, Blaze. We're going to get it here in just a second.
I tell you what, PK are getting so much value out of this M-bar placement, aren't they? So many headshots and body checks coming through. Someone's looking for another one from up top. They have a slight score lead with 2 caps to their name, but they're going to need so much more as Fire and Ice do stack up ready to make the Xploidz on the angle from the side. But SuMuNs needs to continue to use this M-bar to keep them control of up top.
I'm going to be honest with you, Toby. I don't care who wins this series, but I want to go to a map 4. I don't want this to end in a 3-0 fashion for the Knights. They have played so well all morning long, but can they get there? They need 3 more rounds to force the round number 9 here in Escalation. Can they get it done? F&I, they're feeling comfortable in this position. That's a great down coming from Monkeyz, but the shots missed from SuMuNs to clean up the kill on Toti. But ultimately, the Knights, hey, they got 2 heals to their name and 2 M-bar shots in the hands of SuMuNs. He goes down barely, stays tough. Dyslexic waiting. He may go down. Nobody can revive. There is one player behind him, but you're going to see PK, they lose the battle at E. It's going to switch on over. SuMuNs with a beautiful body shot. He lets his teammate know that you can push up. I'm here, Dezo. I got your back. The back A's will miss. Oh, just barely. Fearzly almost clutched it up. But Pittsburgh Knights, they will survive another round.
Nervy times though, Guy. They were blinking for the triple cap, weren't they? Right there for Fire and Ice. SuMuNs holding his ground, composure of a champion right there as we go to another round again. 2 rounds in a row for PK. I'm feeling them now. I really am. After this M-bar placement, it seems to have changed things up considerably, and they're winning this up top fight. That Monkeyz factor is completely removed, right? That Monkeyz versus Fearzly factor down bottom is completely been abandoned by both teams. They're now playing 4v4. It's like we're playing a different map all of a sudden. And PK really do seem like a new team, and they have the opportunity now.
We may get a center line weapon because of that, and it's hovered. Yeah. There you go. They know. They're like, yo, we're going back to the 4v4 fight, and then Fire and Ice, like as you called it, Monkeyz, he's not isolated anymore. Fearzly was having fun. He has incendiary grenades to work with. And now, Pittsburgh Knights, at the drop of a dime, have to switch up their strategy on a whim. What do they prioritize? It's a 1v1 for the M-bar, 2v2 down low in the middle for Sniper. Both of these squads having multiple angles, but Fearzly, he says, no, Monkeyz, me and you have some unfinished business in our 1v1, and I want blood. I want the kill. I want to destroy you in this position, but as Monkey fighting for his life, the rotation, trying to work smarter, not harder, a misroll, a save. Fearzly goes back. Monkeyz 2L triggers. He wins the battle.
He gets revenge for all those rounds. Monkeyz was running for his life there. A mini war zone in of itself. Ember for Dezonide, snipe in the hands of Xploidz. And surely PK will not be happy about that whatsoever. Xploidz is in his prime position to go to work with this weapon, as he did against VQ.
What a 1v1 that was, because that really would have told us how this round was probably going to end. PK would have been set up with 2 home hills and a sniper in Xploidz hands, but now he has to get some creative angles on Dezonide, who has some creative angles of his own with a shot. With a headshot and a body shot, he doesn't clean up Fearzly. Fearzly is alive. Dezonide misses his shot, but Xploidz has a blunder with a headshot of his own. The Knights are getting blessed, and the Gears God said, Blaze, it's the last event of the season. You want a round number 9? We're going to do everything in which we can to get you there, get the fans there. And I know we are not mad whatsoever, as the Knights have 2 hills to their name, a commanding lead, and 37 seconds away from sending us to that round number 9.
We were talking about round number 9s earlier on execution. I think you might actually get it. I think your wish has been answered here,
I think I was thinking too far ahead of the game. I think that's what happened.
Exactly, brother. That's it right there. And Xploidz still has that snipe, though. They've got the E-hill back. It's not over just yet. PK can win off one, but F&I are completely moving across the map, ready to make a play for this round.
It's not over yet. We know Xploidz has 3 shots, and he can get 3 headshots in quick succession. Ooh, Raver felt it. He says, hold up. I got to back up.
Me too, brother.
He said, it's not worth it. He said, it ain't worth it, guys. He says, I can't go this route. Here comes the push for the home hill. The incendiary grenade stops the hop over, stops the aggression, but he doesn't have a second. He's focus fired. 13 seconds needed. A rotation comes in for E. The home hill is lost. The body shot with the snipe. The kill. It's doable. Raver's left alive. He needs a prayer. He needs a capture. He needs to push forward. Win the fight. He can't do it. The 2v2 for the win. They move in, but can they get the kills? It's up to SuMuNs and Dezonide. The decap is there. The kill comes through. The down, the meat shield, the help, F and I. Oh, they get it done, and they win the round, and they go back to the grand finals in an exciting round number 8. Fire and Ice, they said that they have had enough. It's time to go back and get some revenge on Vanquish.
What a way to finish off that map. It was too close to call. My jaw was in my lap, or on my lap. My goodness, 2-14 in the end for Monkeyz. He did get some kills back in the end, but it just was not enough. We needed more from Monkeyz in that matchup, but honestly, it was a team effort from F&I at the end of the day. They were just so unstoppable, and they responded to the adversity of PK coming back with 2 rounds in a row, and that M-bar placement from PK earlier on. Congratulations to F&I, an insane effort from them.
Wow, what a close series this one was. 15-point differential in map number 1, 1-round differential in map number 2, and a 2-round differential in map number 3. It just shows how close this series was between both these squads. And it is a devastating loss to the Knights, but you cannot deny that they did fight, okay? And they fought hard. But ultimately, Fire and Ice, they wanted it just a little bit more. They were too cool, calm, and collected. And now our grand finals is set. And it's going to be a rematch of the winners finals. Toby, what a crazy event it has been. And man, that's going to do it for this series, and that's going to do it for us.
Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure. And for Fire and Ice to finish off with them 3-0, the final score. They got revenge, guy, for the 3-2 earlier on in the Swiss stage. What more can you say? That is absolutely deserved, that place in the grand final. They did it in style in the end. Absolutely outplayed PK on some very tough maps to play as well. And you got to tip your hat to them. They are the kings of LATAM as it stands.
Yeah, they are the kings of LATAM, folks. And F&I, they got their revenge, and they showed that they are ready for the grand finals, and now they just have to get focused up. But that's going to do it for Toby and myself here at the Losers Finals. We hope that you guys all had a fantastic time watching it, but now it's time to pop some popcorn and watch the Analyst Desk break it down.
Hey, appreciate you, Blaze. Blaze and Toby killed it this weekend. That was their final cast, of course, but man, you got to give them credit. Electrifying energy, Ryan, throughout the entire weekend, and I think they did a phenomenal job.
I think they crushed it, man. The entire talent team has been doing such a good job, man. I'm so happy with everyone bringing the action and everyone's stamina throughout the weekend too, man. We've had just so many game fives, so huge shout out to all of our talent for crushing it all weekend long, and a huge shout out to Fire and Ice for booking their ticket once again to the grand finals. That series did not go game 5, but man, oh man, that was an incredibly close series. Nonetheless, that was amazing. Huge performances across the board from really both teams. Like I said, it doesn't get much closer than that, man. That series truly delivered. It was a grudge match. It was a revenge match for Fire and Ice, and they do in fact get their revenge. Now we just get to see if they get their revenge on Vanquish.
Grudge match, revenge match, Ribs. I think we expected that, right? With Pittsburgh Knights and Fire and Ice, two Latin American giants, the best in the scene currently, representing their region, both hungry to be in grand finals. Naturally, only one could make it. That ended up being F&I. Walk me through the series, though. It started here on Speyer.
Yeah, I mean, it says 3-0, right? But 3-0 in the form of a 300 to 282, a round number 11 Clocktower, which once again, Clocktower round 11 just seems to be the theme of this weekend. And then they lose by one round once again, or by 2 rounds on the Escalation. But that should have went to a round 9. This was one of the closest 3-0s I've ever seen in a major. We've seen a couple 3-0s like this in Pro League, where it's like, oh, it says 3-0, but it's far from a blowout. Both of these teams battling out. You really couldn't expect anything less from Fire and Ice and Pittsburgh Knights, but for the Knights fans and myself, who was kind of rooting for the Knights, that was such a sad way to go out. Because think about it, Taylor. If you lose 3-0, all 3 maps are that close, that means you probably could have won 3-0 in a different universe.
If a different universe did exist, unfortunately, we're stuck in the universe we're currently in. So you're gonna have to take the 3-0 L. But you're right, Ribs. With everything being that close, just again to recap: Speyer 300-282, Clocktower 6-5, Training Grounds 5-3. It could have been a lot different. It really could have been. Hey, but we got to give credit to Pittsburgh Knights, Ryan. Look, there were a team coming into the major that I think a lot of people counted out, excluding you. But I'm sure you even had your doubts about PK at a certain point, even during Pro League, where they weren't performing as the PK we were expecting them to be. So for them to come into the summer major, get 3rd place, in my opinion, that is fantastic.
No, it was a great performance. I mean, these guys obviously expect to be in the grand final, so I know that they're definitely disappointed with this finish. But that being said, man, I don't think anyone expected them to be this far, except for your boy Ryan, LATAM Fools. But that being said, to be all the side, they didn't start off Pro League well, right? They didn't look that good in Phase 1. They didn't have a good start to Phase 2 Pro League. They really didn't start turning the corner until, honestly, a few weeks ago, right? And that's kind of what I saw as the turning point for this team, when they finally started to take these top teams closer and closer, start to beat them. They were peaking at the right time. I beat it to death, man. You have to be playing your best at the right time. You can kick off Pro League with a bang. You can beat Vanquish, whoever you want early on. You got to be playing your best right before the money's on the line. That's what they were doing, and they really did have a very good run this weekend, a run that I don't think a lot of people expect them to have. So PK, still a fantastic job. I know it's not how you wanted to go out, but I still think you guys played phenomenal.
And Ribs going to Dyslexic on that Clocktower 6-5 victory. Dyslexic, a huge reason why they were successful there, picking up 14 total eliminations as a whole. Really nice to see him step up. Typically, we're always talking about Raver on his flanks and Xploidz with his snipes, which, all of that did come into play, but Dyslexic really holding his own, pulling up huge, and it was great to watch him pop off as he did.